Hi, I'm Stephen Orr, and before there was the recent trend for vertical gardenings, there was something much more classic, hanging baskets. Today we're going to show you how to make a great hanging basket and how to make sure it looks great all season long. First thing you need to think about when making a hanging basket is where you're going to put it. If you're going to make a sunny hanging basket or a shady hanging basket, that'll really help you determine the type of plants that you pick. Once you've selected the type of plants you're going to put in the container, I also suggest you think about a color scheme. It's really great to stick to a kind of complementary colors or colors that are related to each other so that you have a cohesive look. Hanging baskets are great for small gardens because you maximize your space by growing things up high as well as down below. They're also great just because they look good as you enter into a house on either side or on a back porch. They're just a really lovely way to accentuate your architecture of your home. We have a couple of options here, like this really beautiful, I'd call it kind of sunset colors. We have this coleus in the middle. We have a oxalis here that's called molten lava that has really great fiery colors in it. And then we have other verbenas and calibrachoas and petunias you could put in here. Anything that combines a little bit of height with something spilling over the edge. The key to making a good hanging basket, of course, is to have things that trail and have trailing plants that can come down off the edge of the planter. We have a shady version here. As you can see, it has a very long Vika vine coming off the edge. It also has a licorice plant, Rex begonia, and then a tropical fern. So all of these beautiful colors and the pinks really work together nicely, almost ice cream colors. We're going to show you how to make a hanging basket. It's so easy I almost don't need to show you. You're just doing it like you would any container garden. Use lightweight potting soil, and we're going to use this time a pretty classic wire basket with a cocoa mesh liner. The liner really is good to keep the soil in the hanging basket. You could also use sphagnum moss. You could also make your own hanging basket out of materials you have, and then just make sure you have hooks along the edges. Make sure your hooks and all the hardware are sturdy enough to hold the pot once it's wet, because the wet dirt will get pretty heavy. We're going to start with the lightweight potting soil. Put that in. While I'm doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about hanging basket care. The main thing you need to be conscious of is that hanging baskets dry out very quickly. In fact, you might even water every day during a hot summer. You can use an irrigation wand. I like one with a really soft spray, that way you're not damaging the plants. So start off with a color scheme. We picked a kind of a dark purple sweet potato vine that we thought was really nice and cool looking for the summer, and we added a bunch of blue flowers. So we'll start off with the potato vines, which we'll kind of place near the edge. Keep in mind it's always good to have these trailing plants, and this one's starting to trail. And don't plant them too symmetrically, kind of make it so that the different plants are asymmetrical. You get a better, more naturalistic design there. Then I'm going to add this fan flower, a blue fan flower. These are all early season annuals right now. They're going to fill out over the summer and create a much fuller basket. While they're growing, you can keep an eye on them and just clip them as you need to, give them a little pruning. Or if one of the plants seems to really be taking off and taking over the pot, you can always take that plant out and put it in its own pot. Aside from watering hanging baskets, the other thing to keep in mind is you do need to fertilize them. They require extra fertilizer because they're hanging and there's a lot of water running through them, so the nutrients get washed away. So make sure that you fertilize regularly with a diluted all-purpose fertilizer. I'm going to add this last sweet potato vine. This one is a variegated type. As you can see, it has a little bit of pink in it and white and green as well. So once you have all your plants in there, and you can kind of pack them in, as I say, if you want it to have an instant finished look, go ahead and pack in the plants. Add your soil in all the little pockets in between. As I said, once you've planted this pretty tightly, later in the summer you might need to edit it because most of these plants will grow fairly quickly. One thing to do with any container, but especially a hanging basket, is to make sure you get all sides looking good. So we put this one on a little Lazy Susan, which you would maybe have in the kitchen. And I realize I have a little bit of a gap over here. So I'm going to add another lobelia that's trailing so that it gets a full all-around effect. You can see we have a really nice collection of colors going on here. It's a nice color theme. This one would work really well in sun or part shade. All of these plants would do well in those conditions. And you just need to water it and give it some regular feeding for the first half of the summer, and you're in business. So you can see it only took me 5 minutes to make this, a summer classic that's going to last all summer long. Please like, comment, or subscribe for more from Better Homes and Gardens.